I feel like there's some sort of escalation in the amount of points we're getting.
Yeah.
Sort of like playing Tatsunoko versus Capcom, where it's like 10 billion damage.
We're going to Los Angeles now. Pray tell, how do I know this is Los Angeles? Mm. Oh.
Hey guys, remember that bit part in Aliens vs. Predator?
Sewer surfing.
What would a beat 'em up be without this kind of thing? It wouldn't be a beat 'em up, that's what. You know, now that I think about it, have we heard anything more about that arcade stick? I don't think we have.
I really don't think we have.
I think they have very quietly been like,
Maybe we should reevaluate this.
hopefully they are. They might not be. It could be a lot of things with Capcom.
Ooh, Electropod.
Give him the zappy gun.
Oh wait, now I've got the Zappy Sword.
Then somebody at Capcom was like, "Yeah, let's stick with this whole laser sword thing." This definitely works out. So also, when I was thinking about it, there's a completely new wrestling promo now.
What's that?
The whatchamacallit, the AWE, AEW.
AEW, yes. Basically, they are going to the channel that WCW used to air on, and you know they've got a billionaire guy behind them, and they are going to take a different approach to wrestling. They whereas for the most part, most wrestling outfits are what you call sports entertainment, where they basically are kind of more explicitly about the stories, as opposed to the wrestling or the idea of it as an actual competition. They're going to try to treat it a little more sports-wise.
More actual wrestling.
Well, it's still actual. It's still pro wrestling, regardless. But wins and losses and stuff, to some degree, will factor into what is happening in the narrative. That
a little less script.
Well, probably still scripted. Obviously, it's still pro wrestling, and that's always been a word. At least for the last 60-something years.
Since Vince took over for his dad, I think.
Oh goodness, no! It's been before that. Well before that. We're talking like back in the 1800s, dude.
Oh, I thought you meant like the actual like sports entertainment aspect, as opposed to the showmanship part, which is, well, it's par for the course in any sort of.
Well, let me put it this way: if you're watching a WWE show over a course of time, you're going to see one person win a match, and that win may or may not actually mean anything in the long run. Maybe they win a match, and they win the couple, or they lose a match, but then they get to stand tall at the end afterwards. and that matters more than the fact that they lost, won and lost the match.
To win, somebody's got to lose.
Oh yeah. So, like, basically what they're saying is they're going to attempt to inject more meaning into whether somebody wins or loses a match. And it's being run by Cody Rhodes, son of Dusty Rhodes, and a WWE mainstay for a good
X number of years. A
yeah,
while.
He was there for about 8 or 9 years, if not more.
Long enough that I was still playing the WWE games when he was around.
Yep. And they're actually going to have a pay-per-view this weekend called Double or Nothing. I may actually try to watch that. And the thing with me is, like, okay, so on one hand, any competition that WWE has to deal with, like actual competition, is good because it forces them to kind of get out of their state of complacency with regards to how they're managing things, and it will force them, much like in the Monday Night Wars, to kind of experiment and have to think about what they're doing in competition with another company. But at the same time, that's not going to be a deal for a while. They have to get built up first. Like, everybody was talking about this company, and they hadn't even gotten a TV deal yet. Because they've been around as a company for like the better part of a half a year, but they didn't have an actual TV deal with anybody. All they had was that they were going to do another pay-per-view. They'd done one called All In, and this was, this one that they're doing this weekend is going to be their second. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to beat WWE and put them out of business, and no, that's not going to happen for a good while.
Interesting flex, but
yeah, nice theory, but you're missing a lot of detail, and that's that. Just basically, just by sheer bulk, it's kind of tough to put a company like WWE out of business, because even if they lose viewership, they make so much money off of so many other things that it doesn't necessarily matter.
Merchandising,
games, their people appearing on other platforms, just all kinds of things. And they make a whole bunch of money off of just being on TV, regardless of whether the ratings are particularly good. And even in a lot of cases, even though their ratings are lower overall, they're still topping out on rankings for viewership. And even then, the viewership numbers that they follow are not accurate anymore,
yeah,
because people don't watch stuff live anymore, for one thing.
And yet here we are with everybody starting their own streaming service.
Yeah, which is fucking ridiculous, but
totally gonna work out for you guys.
Yep.
Nobody can see it, but I'm making like a jerk off motion right now, but
I mean, don't get me wrong, I may actually sign up for some of them, but like at the same time, it's kind of frustrating that I have to do that.
It's kind of like you
because
guys...
I don't know how long I'm going to be signed up for it, but I did get DC Universe recently.
It's kind of like, I don't know how good you guys think your content is, but I assure you, probably not as good as you think.
No.
Worth the price of admission? Oh, most likely not.
Mm-hmm. It really depends. Like, I'll probably have to look at Disney's when that one comes out. And I do think that DC Universe is pretty good. But DC Universe also has the benefit of, if I wanted to, I can go and read the comic books too. Like, they have digital comics included in the subscription.
Rather than just, hey, you can watch movies and our TV shows now.
Yeah, and the original stuff that they're making for the service is actually pretty good too. Young Justice is still good. Doom Patrol is really surprisingly good, and just all kinds of messed up. Like just so you understand, uh, the first story in the game, the first story on the show, uh, features a goat with explosive farts that also has a another dimension contained within it. Not a word of that was made up.
I do recall, like, I swear I think I might have read one issue of Doom Patrol, and I was like, wow, this was certainly something that is happening right now.
Oh yeah, that's kind of always how it's been. Boy, this game is really hard to track people in. Ooh, I got spider legs.
I think it's because everything's so damn big.
Yeah.
I like the goofy walking animation for these legs.
Yep.
Also, it's nice dash attack.
Oh yeah.
No, you've just reached the end of the stage. That's how it works.
One thing that was kind of interesting was basically they had what's his face, Cyborg on Doom Patrol. Which is weird because, like, okay, so they're doing a new season of Young Justice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're also doing Doom Patrol, and both of them features a different version of Cyborg in them.
Isn't there more than one Cyborg, too? I mean, just in general?
No, as a character, no, there's only one Cyborg.
Also, it's not like Deathlock at all.
No, actually, no, nothing like Deathlock. An appearance sometimes, maybe, and that's about it.
Whereas I think, shit, how many Deathlocks have we had in Marvel now? Like 6?
3, 4? Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
There was one that was a little girl for a while.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Deathlocket.
That is... Oh, that's crazy.
Comic books, everybody!
Yep. I am really bad at this game.
It would only be bad if we were actually spending quarters on it.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have probably left the arcade by now.
I actually do kind of see why this game didn't make it out, because, like, it's not bad, but, like, it's really janky.
I mean, aside from being difficult to follow.
Yeah, it's really hard to follow.
Like, if they had, like, zoomed it back a little bit, it would have been fine.
Yeah. So maybe the sprite's just a little bit smaller.
Granted, then again, they probably would have been like, that means we can put more enemies on screen.
What's that? The game's running at 15 frames per second now?
Let's bring that bad boy down to 10. Also, next time on Radical Bromance, we're defending a train, I guess. As soon as this dialogue is over.
I like trains.
Settle down, selfie.